No, I need more beer.
Buenos dias. Buenos nachos.
I sense something. A presence I've not felt since...
We got one!
This town needs an enema.
Do this now. Run. Barry, run!
Shazam!
One shall stand, one shall fall.
All right, cool. Let's roll it.
That's awesome.
Hey, everybody. How you guys doing? Welcome back to Heroes at Large, a show about random stuff. Let's get the show going.
Random stuff.
Have another drink. Okay, guys. Well, let's do roll call.
Badass James.
Drewski.
I am vengeance.
AVAZ.
I've sent him you, my only son.
Where's NEEHIGH?
He's out of commission for the time being.
He's getting new bionic parts put in. So right now he's gonna go from the 6 peso man to the
6 million peso man.
6 million peso man. He is made in America with Mexican parts. So so much time you gotta upgrade and update software and firmware. No, but on a serious note, he is out of commission right now. He's having a procedure done in the hospital. So
thoughts and prayers to NEEHIGH.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so what's on the docket for today, guys?
We're gonna do news.
News team!
News. What come out this week?
Assemble!
We've got Shazam.
Chavez.
Shazam.
We're gonna talk about Shazam.
We're gonna talk about Shazam.
We're gonna break down news that we gotten this week and last week.
some trailers. Yeah, some other
Rumors.
cool stuff that might be coming up pretty soon. We'll probably talk about that first, right, guys?
Yeah, let's do the news. Let's take care of the news right now.
Yeah, let's do news.
That way, if you guys haven't seen Shazam, it gives you time to run out of the room. And
Yeah, we can't help ourselves.
yeah, it was a good movie.
In honor of NEEHIGH, we're gonna spoil it.
Now we're gonna be able to spoil it while he's out. That's what he was dying to do.
Oh.
All right, so first bit of news: the new Joker trailer. What'd you guys think of the new Joker trailer? Did it come out on Batman Day?
I don't think it did.
Was it? It was around that time.
That's actually a good question.
I don't know. I think it may have come out.
Came out like 2 days ago. 2 days ago.
No, it came out last week.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look.
So right now there's a Joker trailer. If you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, go ahead and get a good look at it. It actually looks pretty decent. What direction do you think that they're going to go with this?
It seems he's getting real. He's getting pushed around, beat up, knocked down a lot. It's a good look at like what really made him snap, I guess you could say. Because the whole time he's really talking about how
His mom.
Exactly, his mom, how to wear a smile, all this stuff, and it looks really, really interesting. It's an interesting take on his origin story. I really didn't know which way they were going to go with it, and I was kind of against the idea of a Joker origin story the whole time. But after this first look, it looks really cool.
And I'm thinking it's just bits and pieces. I'm hoping it's going to turn out to be more of a Killing Joke style origin.
Yeah. Well, in the trailer, it almost looks like it's going to have bits and pieces of the Killing Joke. I mean, it looks like he's got the pregnant girlfriend. He also wants to be a comedian. Mm-hmm. And it looks like his life is just, falling apart.
Yeah.
Like he's on the edge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it could be like what this movie's going to do.
They did mention Arkham.
Right.
And I believe they did mention the Waynes.
Well, they're speculating that the little boy that he makes smile is Bruce Wayne, is what I've heard.
And then I think that they were speculating that I think Thomas Wayne is the one that's on TV.
Yeah, I heard that rumor too.
Yeah.
So I mean, right now it's a pretty decent teaser trailer. They don't give you much, but they give you enough to be intrigued.
Looks like they're really going for the dramatic, thriller.
I think they're going for like that whole sad clown.
Well,
gimmick.
Yeah, definitely.
And but what do you guys think of Joaquin Phoenix in it so far? From what you guys saw,
so far I think he looks like he's going to do it justice. I think he's going to do a really good Joker. for whatever this movie's going to do, I think he's going to do a good job.
I agree. I like that the trailer didn't show him saying very much. It showed a lot more of like his facial expressions. You get a lot of who his character is just by the faces he's making, by the way he's moving, by his kind of his persona. They don't show him saying a lot.
Even in The Killing Joke, it almost feels like he's taking everything in that's happening to him, and until it finally pushes him over the edge when he finally falls into the vat, and then that's when he becomes a Joker. And I kind of get that feeling from the trailer too, that that's what they want to do with this movie. Mm-hmm. Where he's kind of taking everything in, not exploding. And when he finally does explode, we'll get a good Joker. I have a feeling though that a lot of people aren't going to like it because it doesn't really have that comic book feel. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm worried about. I'm worried it's going to be too disconnected.
My biggest thing is where's it going? I wonder if it's going to tie in, because right now what's going on is a lot of movies, a lot of the comic books get changed because of the movies, and some of the comic books change the movie.
Right.
So, they've been talked about it, they've let it go, and then they talk about it again, the 3 Joker thing. So I'm wondering if this is going to be this particular Joker's origin, and they also have Leto's origin, and then they're going to have a third one somewhere along the line.
But these are the movies too. Every time they do any of this stuff, the Jokers especially, they want to come up with their own version. In the comic books, we've only had the Killing Joke. That's the only
That's the only origin.
We've had, yeah.
And I'm hoping that's what I'm saying. From the bits and pieces that we saw, I'm hoping that if you guys read the Killing Joke, if I'm going to have a backstory, I'd rather have it be multiple choice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're looking at it as one story, but it could be 3 or 4 stories that we're looking at it. Yeah. Because one of the things that he does seem to be talking to is a therapist. So he could be telling his version of events when they really happened a different way, and he's interpreting them in a third way.
Right.
So if they're going to go total crazy with this character, which they should, I feel that they could have a winner on their hands if they... Okay, well, you told me it was your mother when it was actually your wife and unborn child.
Yeah.
So get your story straight. And I think that's what, The Dark Knight.
Heath Ledger.
It's clearing my throat, guys. Jesus. That was his whole thing. He wasn't getting his story straight about how he got his scars.
Right.
And that was the point of the Joker. He kept on just changing the story. But that's who he is in the comic books. He keeps on changing the story.
Right.
And that's done purposely. It's not because they didn't have an idea or whatever the case is. It's just that's who the Joker is. So I'm hoping that when he's telling the story to the therapist, I have a feeling that he's already been caught. He's in Arkham. Because it make you feel good to talk to somebody. That was one of the lines that was in there.
If the story is good, then I'm cool with it. As long as the story is good. The one thing I'm really, really hoping for, though, that they are going to have connections, because let's look at it this way. From what you see in the trailer, if it didn't have the name Joker on it, what would you think of it? The only time they even mention anything remotely close to Batman is Arkham and Gotham in the trailer.
I think they mentioned Wayne.
Did they?
I could be wrong. I got to watch the trailer again. I only watched it 40 times, so.
Yeah, so you didn't watch it enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Just one time.
But as long as there's connections, just little tidbits that connect them into,
you have to look at
the
world
of Batman, yeah.
Everything usually is hidden in the background sometimes. Yeah. The makeup that he had looks a lot like the Cesar Romero one that he had in the original Batman TV show.
1966.
And when he's dressed up as a clown, that he's spitting that sign.
Yeah.
It looks like the animated series when that one episode where he's trying to convince the kid to swallow a sword, and he shows him the trick on how to...
With the robot Joker?
I believe so. But he had I think he called himself Chuckles the Clown. But it was Joker.
I'm thinking of a different episode.
So,
what would be really cool is if he is talking to a therapist, and each time he's talking to a therapist, he gives a different...
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Because we could be seeing multiple different... Yeah, that would be really cool. I hope they don't try to do
It could also go horribly wrong, like with Halle Berry's Catwoman, that made no mention of Gotham, the Waynes.
She wasn't even Selena Kyle.
No,
she wasn't. And I don't think she even was one of the Catwomen that was in the comic. Because, a couple people have taken that And it was just an original, like, here's Catwoman in
totally
name
did their
only.
own thing, yeah, completely on their own, just totally new backstory, everything.
God, that was bad. That was
I didn't watch it.
really bad.
I don't know.
I saved myself.
Do yourself. You know what? It's so bad that it's not even on the DC Universe app.
True.
And they almost have every single other movie that hasn't come out in the last. That one is horrible.
I've never seen it.
Do yourself a favor and watch it.
No.
I have it on DVD.
Everyone says it's horrible. Why
I'll let you
have
borrow it
then?
because I have everything.
Okay.
You can't say you haven't. You just watch it.
Is Batman in it?
Yes.
Lie.
You only one way to find out.
Yep, exactly. Prove him wrong.
Yeah, you got to prove him wrong.
wrong.
Remember when you asked me if you should watch Solo, and I said yes, and you asked me if there was a lightsaber.
Oh,
and
that's
I said
Solo.
yes.
I thought you were talking about the Mario Van Peebles Solo. Never mind.
Mario, what?
What is he talking about?
It came out about 20 years ago. The guy, he played this robotic soldier, and the name of the movie was called Solo.
No, I'm not. Oh, okay. Solo. What's it called? Star Wars story.
Yeah, see?
And what happened? You watched it, and what happened to it? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, okay. Now watch Catwoman.
Was Han in that one?
Was it good? You're just telling me it's horrible. You told me
it is, but you are going to have to form your own opinion. That's what we tell our listeners to do.
If you're a true nerd, you have to watch it. True nerds went to watch Fantastic Four.
I watched Fantastic Four.
The last one?
Yeah, I've seen every single one they made. I think I haven't seen that
Roger
bootleg
Corman?
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, oh my God. It's so weird because that is the worst one of them all, and that's the one they made the most effort.
Oh, yeah. I think that was the one they spent the most money on. And they actually got like two, well-named actors, I guess, or B actors, or whatever you want to call them.
I mean, the other one had...
For the time.
Yeah, the other one had actors. It was just executed poorly.
Well,
both iterations.
There was a lot of bad stuff that went on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The freaking director dropped out halfway through. And,
We're really talking about Fantastic Four and Catwoman right now?
You really should watch Catwoman.
At least
do
watch
myself
her.
a favor.
At least watch her because she looks hot in that.
Eartha Kemp is in it, and she's the Catwoman.
Eartha Kitt.
Kemp, yeah. I don't know Kim. I was thinking,
Kim?
who was the other name? Sharon Stone is in there too.
Baseball player. That was ridiculous.
We're trying to get him to watch the movie.
That Sharon Stone thing was ridiculous. Oh my god.
All right, well, I'll watch it.
I don't know, but
I'll let you, the listener, know when I watch it. Can we go back to the Joker?
Who do you think Robert De Niro is playing in this movie? Because they say that it's got connection to that movie. I had the name of the title. Yeah, King of Comedy. So it's got connection to that movie, where he might even be playing the same character.
Maybe.
But I'm really curious as to what role that character is going to have in this movie. Are we going to have the Joker being the new guy to want to kidnap Robert De Niro's character?
We need more trailers.
There's so much speculation and so many different things, and we haven't really seen anything.
All right, so the next bit of news we also got coming out is rumors of Beetlejuice 2 and Bill and Ted
3.
Excellent.
Trey.
I wonder if they would call it Tress just because they're Encino guys.
It's going to be Bill and Ted's Excellent or Awesome or Spectacular or something.
Finale.
But what do you guys...
Is that what it's going to be, finale? Yeah, they should have finale.
Actually, I thought they did have a name for it.
Did they?
I don't remember what it was, though. Let's look it up.
Excellent to each other, guys.
That would make sense.
I would love... Can't wait. The actors already said it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how far they have or have not moved into production, but I'm excited. The only problem that I have is no Rufus.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what they're going to do about that. Are they going to give some kind of memoriam to him? Or are they going to try and replace him? Are they just going to bring in a different character to take
it could be. You have to realize he's from the future. So it depends on how far in the future they come back to talk to Bill and Ted. Oh, Rufus sent me, or, we are from the Church of Rufus.
That's true. They'll find a way to throw it in there. One thing I'm scared of is that they'll try to make it modern and drop a lot of pop culture references that are going to be outdated by the time the movie actually comes out.
Well, it depends, because if these two characters that have traveled through time, conquered death, and came back are stuck in the past, like as far as like their heyday of high school and all that good stuff, then it'll be good, to see kind of like
how they came.
Yeah.
How they aged.
The Bill and Ted 3 movie is supposed to be called Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Because, that's good.
Yeah, so this is supposed to be the final chapter. And it's supposed to be, how
I know they said their kids are going to be involved.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be 20 years later, so they are older. It's supposed to be 20 years later when that moment in time where they're actually supposed to change the world with their music.
And they don't know how.
And that moment is about to come up, and they're finally realizing
we should do something.
Yeah, we need to do something. So time's coming up. Okay. So that's what the movie is supposed to be about, basically.
Yeah, because in the first one, they didn't even know how to play instruments.
Right.
And the second one, they were like mediocre musicians, and they went to the future to learn how to play, and they learned, and but then again, their music was played live for everybody.
It is kind of odd though, because if you think about it, because you got Bill and Ted on the Bogus Journey, the very end, they end up time traveling to the future to go practice.
Yeah,
and then they come back and they're all older, long hair, and all that kind of stuff. They got kids. So if that actually did happen, where does the third movie take place?
Well, it could have happened that they had that one hit. That was it.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Rufus said Bill and Ted, but he didn't say what Bill and Ted were going to change the world. Their kids are named Bill and Ted.
That's true. That could be really interesting.
Because they said Bill and Ted save it and whatever the case is, and they do have kids, and they named them Bill and Ted.
That would be awesome. Most excellent if their kids look just like them, but like, opposite.
Opposite.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would take a lot of CGI. That would be dope. I'd be down for that.
Still excited about that. I'm excited about Beetlejuice.
We just read our own Bill and Ted movie.
Oh yeah.
I love Michael Keaton. Is Michael Keaton supposed to be coming back?
Yeah,
most likely. Yeah.
I'm just curious to see how they're going to explain Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin getting older and their ghosts.
Well, they might not use them. I mean, Beetlejuice is a star.
Wouldn't you?
No, Beetlejuice is a star.
Yeah,
What do you care about?
Maybe he served his time, and now he's because he was never really dedicated to that couple. I
don't know if you guys know this, but originally they were going to do a sequel right after the first one came out, and it was supposed to be Beetlejuice in Hawaii. That was literally the name of the movie. I have no idea what they're going to do now. I don't know if they plan on doing the same thing or what, or if they're going to use any of that. But who knows, dude? I don't know.
I'm just looking forward to Beetlejuice.
Well, as time passes and we see who else gets cast and all the other stuff.
Well, right now it's still. I mean, just rumor that just came out. They're saying that they're coming out. They're going into production now.
Yeah.
But you know how many times things go into production, they fall out and they go back in. They fall out. This person dropped. This person came back.
Especially with Tim Burton, he tends to do that a lot. He'll start working on something. If he doesn't feel it, then he just.
You want to know?
Johnny Depp's going to be Beetlejuice then.
Superman Returns.
Speaking of Tim Burton, I went to go watch Dumbo.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, Dumbo. Here we go. You want to talk about this now?
All the feels that you had when you were a kid were there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it's weird.
And I'll tell you the truth, I didn't want to go see that movie, not because I didn't think it looked good, but it's just the fact that I remember when I watched it when I was a kid. And spoilers, not spoilers, but when Dumbo and his mom are ripped apart, they do that here. They play the same song. Is
it like step for step the movie?
No.
Does it follow?
No, because Dumbo was only like an hour long.
Yeah, it was pretty short. Yeah,
it was short. So they added more to it. They added a human aspect to it. I do appreciate the things that they had there. They had the feather. They had the mouse.
Oh, okay.
And they did have the pink elephants.
What about the little crows?
That was terrifying.
Yeah, the pink elephants were there.
Were the crows there too?
Somebody asked me that too, and I think they were, but they were just flybys.
They weren't as racy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
one of them was Jim. Wasn't his name was Jim Crow?
I've been nuts about everything.
I've seen a housefly.
That's a good soundbite.
No, they didn't have that. They had the mouse. They had the mouse in his the little uniform,
in his hat,
and everything. But they didn't portray him like he didn't really interact with Dumbo all that much. But you saw him in a couple scenes.
Do any of the other animals talk?
None of them talk.
Okay, then that makes sense.
None of the animals talk. But I'm like, as soon as I saw the pink elephants on there, I'm like, oh, okay, they added this. And obviously the human like I said, they extended it into like an hour and 45-minute movie.
Well,
So-
I mean, Danny DeVito seems like he's got a decent part in it, and you got Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah, you got Penguin and Batman back together.
Fresh. I'm gonna have to see it then.
No, it was pretty good, but the feels were there again. It's kind of like, oh, this sucks.
And it's weird because I guess that movie didn't do very well in the theater.
Well,
the ratings weren't very high,
and it just came out during this rarely competitive time
true.
of year.
That's true.
Like it came out right after Captain Marvel, and then right before Shazam.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a family movie, but I mean, you could hear kids like crying in the theater. I mean, it was gonna happen, and it was pretty bad. I told my wife I'm not watching this movie again. It was good. It was really, really good, but I'm like, I can't watch this again. Like, so, if they make a live action Bambi, forget it.
That's what I was about to ask you. So, are you waiting for Bambi?
Nah, I'm like, forget it. Nah. But it took hints of the original story, but they expanded on it. Like, what happened?
Especially in the
like what happened to the circus,
yeah.
the circus folk, all the carnies that are there. And all
because I mean, if none of the animals are talking, then obviously they got to expand more on the talking characters.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
The humans are the story with Dumbo in it. But Dumbo was definitely the star. The animation was really, really good.
Does it work? I mean, the story as a whole, does it work?
No, yeah. I mean, with the time and period that this was set in, and the whole sideshow attractions and all that good stuff, and they
have a bearded lady.
Yes, no.
It's not
they had a bearded
lady.
They had a mermaid.
Ooh.
Did she have a beard?
It looks like she could have.
He was flowing in the water.
Did they
have a dog?
But no, she's the one that
man?
She's the one
a tattooed man.
She's the one that sang that song that like when they took Dumbo's mom away.
Rambo?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that she was like there had like a little campfire and she's singing that sad song.
Who, the mermaid?
Yeah. Well, you watch the movie, and you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Because now I just picture a mermaid sitting in a fishbowl.
No, like you said, just like anything.
What is wrong with you?
Just like anything, anything with a sideshow was always exaggerated for what it was.
Yeah.
So it was just a regular woman with a fishtail that they just put in between two aquariums to make it look like she's in water.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So, but when that wasn't going on, she was walking around like nothing.
Huh.
The strong man.
It was like balloons.
It was like he's holding. He's like, here, hold this, and he walks away. So it was like everything that's in the old timey sideshows they portrayed in there. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like they kind of had a mermaid, but it was all
smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, it's kind of like Barnum and Bailey.
Yeah,
he had this huge thing, and this is what really happened. That people were staying so long in his thing that he had to get them out of his attractions. So at the end, he put come and see the man eating chicken.
Yeah,
live, larger than life, man eating chicken.
Yeah,
and the people raced through them to see it, and it was a man sitting down eating chicken.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that's how he worded things live. Giant-sized man eating chicken.
Yeah.
And it was just a large man eating chicken. Like, well, you got your money's worth. But that's how he got them out. So that's what that was kind of what they portrayed here.
Changing up because obviously people would figure it out.
I want to see a man eating chicken.
You would.
Chicken nuggets, though. Bucket of them.
You buying?
510 nuggets.
You buying?
Can you eat 510 nuggets?
No, but I'd like to see someone eat 510.
I would pay you to eat 510 nuggets.
How much would you pay me to eat 510 nuggets?
25 cents a nugget?
What?
Do we have a challenge, ladies and gentlemen? 510 nuggets? Oh, that sounds... Do I get a variety of sauces? Or
no sauces.
Ooh,
no sauces or water.
Yeah,
There's no way. I would die.
Either way, it's a win-win.
I could do it.
You can. No sauces or water. I gotta have at least some ranch,
some
barbecue.
I could do it.
Maybe some buffalo.
No sauces.
I could do it.
No sauces. No liquids.
All right, sounds like a deal.
Also, no.
What do you get my soul if I don't?
No bathroom breaks.
I'll just.
Well, yeah, dude. Yeah, just shovel it in. I mean,
no bathroom breaks. I'm like, I don't want.
The shorter amount of time, the better. You just don't stop. Just go. Just go. Yeah. Okay, this show went way off track.
I know.
What were we talking about? Dumbo.
Dumbo.
It's also got to be
Bambo.
It's also got to be
Dumby.
Dumby.
It's also got to be in the middle of summer with heat lamps on you.
Oh.
Okay, I'm out.
They're all the boot shape from McDonald's. Oh, come on. You're getting ridiculous here.
The boot shape.
Let me at least get the 4 different shapes. What the heck? No.
Boot shape.
Only the boot. I like the egg one. It's easy for dipping.
There's not going to be any sauce.
But
He
still,
can imagine.
it's aesthetically pleasing to see a nugget in that shape.
If you're going
Or
to
if
the
it's a
chicken
dinosaur. If they're dinosaurs, I'm cool with that.
or stars.
No, they
Stars
gotta be.
work.
They gotta be McDonald's nuggets.
Oh, and all the boots, huh?
Doesn't matter. Those are
Just the
greasy.
boots.
They'll go down.
Oh.
Those
They
will
just
go
slide down.
Yeah, those will
Slide
go
down the gullet.
Yeah, those dinosaur ones. No, too bready. It won't work.
No water.
Yeah, they won't work.
No water. No
Couldn't
sauce.
do those. We do.
You can- oh, wait.
We do chicken.
You can have McDonald's Sprite. Oh, I puke them all up after like 38 of them.
Yeah, you know what? There's one sauce I'll give you: warm mayonnaise.
Deal. Let's go right now.
Can it at least be room temperature? Does it have to be warm?
It's gonna be in the middle of summer. You're gonna have hot lamps on you.
I'm good. I don't
Okay.
need 510.
So, Bambi,
Bambi,
Dumbo.
Dumbo. Yeah, I recommend it. Go watch it. It's a good family movie.
So, what do you give it? Like out of 10?
5 out of 10. Jeff Goldblums.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
You recommend it for
Yeah.
kids?
I recommend it for the whole family.
Yeah.
It's a good family movie. Yeah.
So Tim Burton
You know,
didn't
Tim
take
Burton-
it. He didn't take it to the dark side.
You
Like
know what?
He does a lot of his
That's the thing
movies.
is that, like, with Tim Burton, he goes either way.
Yeah.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
Big Fish. You know, this one, they were very lighthearted, but then he also does, like,
Dark.
yeah,
Okay,
man.
here's
Yeah.
a Tim Burton trope that I have to ask. Was there a skeleton in it? There's always a skeleton in Tim Burton
Yes.
movies.
There was.
There's
There
a
was.
skeleton.
There was.
Second question.
Was there knives?
You have to hide it. They're hidden. Oh, yeah, there's knives.
Yeah.
Of course. Was there a gnarly tree?
You mean the Tim Burton tree?
Yeah, Tim Burton tree.
There's
Yeah.
always a gnarly tree.
I believe so. Yeah, no. Yeah, you have to. Now that you mentioned it, you have to rewind. I'm playing it all in my head. I'm like, yeah, because they go to this. They go into this.
Phantom Zone?
Kind of.
I'm not
The
going
upside down?
It's kind of like
Upside down.
the island of like, okay. Well, you know how we talked about those carnies that they do these tricks.
I like
So
carnies.
they put a wolf in man's ripped clothing and called it a werewolf.
Oh, okay.
So they went into this area where like these oddity freaks. So it was like a regular crocodile where they put a fin on his head and they called it a sharkadile or something like that. So I think that's where the tree's at, and that's also where the skeleton's at.
Okay.
See, these are Tim Burton things you gotta look out for.
Mm-hmm.
So what was it? In Big Fish, yeah, the tree. I don't remember the skeleton in Big Fish.
There's always a skeleton.
You just have to look. Yeah, you just have to look closer.
There's probably
You
one
have
in
to,
the water somewhere.
you have to look for it.
No, Tim Burton's amazing. With the exception of every time he works with Johnny Depp.
I like Sweeney Todd. I just didn't know it was gonna be a musical.
That movie's dark.
I like
It's so
Sweeney
bad.
Todd.
What, Frankenweenie?
That was a good movie.
I kind of remember it.
I think Corpse Bride might be his weakest animated.
Well, Corpse Bride was kind of a ripoff of Nightmare Before Christmas. It was almost like he was trying to duplicate it. You know, had to try to do the same songs.
Did he do Paranorman?
No.
But it was his style, right? Like Franken.
No. But
I saw
it
Paranorman.
was
was
a claymation, but it was a totally different company.
It was good.
The company that did Paranorman also did Coraline.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they did Box Trolls and something else. I forgot.
But yeah, I think
Paranorman's good though.
I think my favorite.
You seen it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's good.
But I think my favorite Tim Burton is still Big Fish.
Big Fish is a good one. Definitely a good one.
No, I have to stick with Beetlejuice and
No, I love Beetlejuice,
Edward
but there's something about Big
Scissorhands.
Fish that tells you about. It's pretty much like the story of your how you see your life, and how others see you.
Yeah,
I think is what I took away from that movie. Anyway, I digress. I just wanted to say that because I've always wanted to say that in a sentence.
Really?
Nah, it was one of those things.
We digress with you.
Okay.
So what else is there to talk about?
All right, so we talked about
entertainment news.
Entertainment news.
Anybody see Us?
I did not.
No.
I had a friend who went and seen it that weekend. He told me it wasn't very good. So
yeah, that's a
he's a
weird
pretty
thing. Is I
harsh
mean,
critic.
the movie made was like $75 million over the first weekend.
Okay. Now,
But
is this? You said this person was very, very critical.
Yeah, this guy doesn't really like many movies. He likes Shazam, but he doesn't like.
Okay, name one movie that he didn't like that you thought was like, what are you crazy?
The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
He didn't like.
Ooh,
Heath Ledger's
okay.
Joker.
I can't.
Oh, okay,
I can't
so-
even. Yeah.
So his opinion is null and
Yeah,
void.
exactly.
We're done. So that's where we were at.
Veto.
Okay. Well,
And we also know you're listening, and we know who you are. Did is he the same person also tell you not to watch Solo?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Huge Star Wars fan. Didn't watch Solo.
Okay, now I know who
See,
you're.
that
I
kind of
know
stuff I don't
100% know
get.
who you're talking about.
I don't get that.
You didn't like? Did you watch Solo?
No, I liked it. I liked it.
I liked it too.
But I
I
don't
wasn't
get that because
expecting
there were
Harrison-
so many Star Wars fans that hated the movie and what was that boycott?
Well, he didn't watch it because
Stuff?
I mean he's a big
Yeah.
fan of the Jedi stuff. So and there wasn't going to be any Jedi's in it,
No,
which is
there
one
wasn't.
of the reasons
Okay.
I didn't want to watch it either.
Yeah.
But it actually ended up being a really good like heist movie. So
Right.
I thought
Yeah.
it was a good
Now,
movie just by itself.
For people that didn't like Solo, I went into it not expecting Harrison Ford.
Well, yeah, you can't.
And, okay, so it's
You can't
kinda-
expect Harrison Ford.
No,
I mean, that
So
makes no
whatever
sense.
actor is going to be playing Han Solo, this is the early years. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
So don't expect smooth talking. Knows what the hell's going on. Han Solo.
Right. But I don't know. Okay, let me ask you this, even though we're getting into Solo. Did you see glimpses of
His character, his
Yeah.
mannerisms and character.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and I saw the same
but,
thing.
But to me, it's kind of like the what made that movie. Lando Calrissian.
Oh, yeah.
B,
He killed
the
it.
story between him and Chewie
Yeah.
was a great aspect.
Mhm.
Not only that, but the little tidbits of getting his gun,
Yeah.
his blaster. My
Oh,
bad, his
yeah.
blaster,
All kinds of little
his
things.
belt. As soon as he saw the Millennium Falcon, he fell in love.
Yeah.
And the Kessel Run,
Yeah, the Kessel one was
course.
awesome. That was the best part of the movie.
especially when he's like, "We did it in 12 parsecs," and Chewie says something. He's kind of like, "Well, we're rounding up." Anyway,
Okay, so Us.
We were talking about Us.
Nobody's seen it.
I didn't see it. Not that I don't have a.
Yeah.
I don't have. Not that I don't want to see it. It's just that it fell in a block of
Other movies.
of other movies that
Yeah.
caught my eye before anything else. So
Dumbo.
yeah, I needed something lighthearted, man.
Yeah.
It was a bad week, so I needed something lighthearted, and that wasn't it.
Well, eventually we're gonna have to get around to Us and see what that movie's about.
Twilight Zone,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
He's,
That's right.
he's producing or directing some of the Twilight Zone, the new one.
Yeah. Well, he's
hosting.
doing. Yeah, he's doing. He's hosting it. So he's
Rob
the new,
Sterling it.
Yeah.
It's actually really good. Did you guys watch
So
it?
you've seen it? No, we haven't.
No,
Seen
we
it.
didn't get a chance to. I don't have that special app.
I watched it on
Drewski?
YouTube. A special app.
Drewski stole it. So what did you think of your bootleg version?
I didn't steal it. It was on YouTube. There were ads. I paid with my time.
Okay.
30 seconds of unskippable ads.
I hate that.
I know, right?
You're waiting for that countdown from 5 down to.
It's always mid-sentence.
How dare YouTube turn YouTube into television?
I know.
Stupid
What's
Google.
the deal with that? Anyways, no, I thought it was really good. It had a really Twilight Zone-y feel to it. I was scared that it wasn't going to work, but really, it kept me watching the whole time. It kept me really interested in where it was going to go, what he was going to do, because...
What was the title? What was the premise of it? Was it one episode?
No,
It was
there
one episode.
Was it just one?
Yes.
It's an
The one-
epi-
Oh,
Or
I
are they
only
doing
seen
one
the first
episode
one.
every week, right?
Yeah.
One
I
episode
only seen
every
the
week.
first one. It's
Okay.
it's episodic, from what I heard.
Yeah, so they're doing the same thing they did with Star Trek.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was really good. It was called the Comedian, and basically this
What?
guy's on stage.
Did he wear
Tanking.
makeup?
No, he did not. This guy's on stage tanking, just doing really, really bad show after show. Nobody's laughing at his stuff. So he's at a bar. He talks to someone, gives them a nice Twilight Zone-y speech, and then he goes on stage and figures out how to do excellent with each performance,
Huh.
but at the cost of something.
I think I saw that episode.
I'm just
No, from what I heard is that they're taking some of the original ones and giving it a modern twist.
Oh, okay.
From they're talking about, because there's one with the very famous one with William Shatner. There's
Yeah.
something on the plane.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're redoing
That one they're
that
doing too.
one.
Yeah.
They're redoing it, but they're
Ooh,
not.
okay,
I think
cool.
what they're doing, because I know that they've done Twilight Zone reboots before
Yeah,
and they've
yeah.
failed miserably. So I think what they're doing is they're going with the classics
And they're trying to maybe updating them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that would work because I love the class of the Black.
That would be cool.
It really did feel familiar.
Yeah.
Because you kind of, not that I can say I saw where it was going.
I think Steven Spielberg even did a version of that too in Amazing Stories.
Amazing Stories,
and it was a magician that I think he
was horrible.
Yeah,
right?
He was horrible, and I think he ended up talking to like a demon or something like that. And then all of a sudden he became the world's best magician ever or something like that.
At a price or whatever.
Yeah, at a price.
I really liked it. I thought it was really, really good. I watched
good.
the whole thing. I didn't lose interest. It really kept me kind of captivated. And
how long was it? Is it an hour?
It was about an hour.
Yeah. Okay.
About an hour. Like I said, there were ads. So.
Oh yeah, you saw it on YouTube.
But it was an hour. But I enjoyed it.
Would you buy the app now? What is it? What is it called?
CBS All Access.
All Access.
Would I buy the app?
Yeah. Would you buy the?
I think I would have to see other stuff that they're releasing on YouTube for free first with ads. Before I buy the app.
You know what we're probably gonna have to do is maybe we'll just have to start a Patreon, so that way we can get CBS All Access, so that way Juicy can watch these things without commercials.
There you go.
No, I think they have commercials on there too, even though you pay for it.
How dare they? See, this is
blasphemy.
Unacceptable.
What is it with people and money?
I know, right?
I want some.
What's the app called?
Because you know what really sucks is that I know that Disney's working on their app,
and
I'm gonna gripe that they have so much money, but I'm gonna buy it.
Oh yeah,
just because DC I have.
Yeah, DC Universe.
Yeah. Best investment ever.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Comic books on the go, and we're like, yeah, you know what? This sounds good to read.
Oh, and then since we're talking about us, were we talking about us?
Are we talking about us? Us?
We were talking about
us.
We can talk about each other.
Okay, so what do you guys think? So, what are your thoughts on Hellboy coming out this weekend?
I think it looks cool.
I'm looking forward to it. It's just going to be a little, for a lot of people, I think it's going to be a little off, seeing that it's not Ron Perlman.
Yeah, and I was saying this earlier because it's Ron Perlman's already got 2 movies under his belt, and I think that's going to be kind of the bar that people are going to be trying to compare it to. Yeah. So I'm interested to see what this movie's going to do, how people are going to react.
Well, for me, Ron Perlman just looked bigger.
Oh yeah,
huge.
But then there's been different types of drawings of Hellboy too in the comics.
No, yeah. Hellboy. If you ever read the Hellboy comics, it's very appropriately oddly drawn.
Yeah,
which I love.
Yeah,
because he's got tiny feet. He's got
it's got a weird artistic feel to it.
Yeah, he's got tiny I think he's got hooves, right?
Yeah.
He's got a huge the Hand of Doom, and everything. The proportions are all off, but it worked for him.
Yeah, because I think there's even, especially in the later or the comic books that are coming out right now, his face even looks more like elongated. Yeah.
Now, do you guys? I mean, I know. Like in both iterations with Ron Perlman and the new one that's coming out, you've seen both. I know Hellboy hates his horns.
Yeah.
And he shaves them or files them down.
Yeah.
Do you like him better with the long horns?
Of course.
I don't know.
Of course, he looks demonic. It's epic. Come on, it looks awesome.
But
and the fact that he hates him, and once he grows him out, he's got that fire, that crown of fire. He looks like a badass. He looks like, you know what?
You don't think he looks a badass just by being Hellboy?
Yeah, but then that's the thing. Like we were just saying, the way he's normally drawn. I think that he's not Hellboy if he doesn't have the cut off horns. The shaved horns. Yeah. It's not him if he's not shaved.
Do you prefer the way he looks with the long horns, right? Fully with.
Yeah, I mean.
So would you like to see him be a
permanent thing? Like,
no, I think the cool thing about him is that he hates them, and that when he
wants to be normal.
Yeah, when he unlocks his power, that's when you see the horns, because it's something he hates, but it's something that just looks really, really cool. So he means business when the horns come out.
But you wouldn't want to see him with the horns all the time.
I don't know. I feel because
technically it wouldn't really be the same character.
What's that Tom Cruise movie with the demon with the big giant horns?
Legend.
Yeah,
that devil actually looked really good.
That was that was
Pennywise.
Yeah, he
killed
it.
Tim Curry, yeah,
killed it. So good.
Very demonic.
Did you guys like that movie?
I did.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Some people hated on it. I don't know why.
I like Lady Hawk.
Moving on. What else do we want to talk about?
Now we're gonna have to go into Shazam.
Are we?
Unless Drewski wants to talk about his can't wait.
Dora the Explorer. Dora.
I didn't say can't wait. I just said, okay, I watched the trailer, and I was like, this is going to be stupid. And then as I was watching, I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to watch this movie. It looks pretty cool. She's got boots. She's kind of kicking butt. Like, I'm used to this little 6-year-old Dora getting lost singing Swipe or No Swiping, right?
Well, I'm waiting for that part.
It seems like such a little kid show. But then...
Because, here's the thing. Is that, like, if you look at the backpack, it looks like backpack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It did the eyes, boots, I understand he's a monkey. But you do... I think I realized that the guy who opens the crate says, come with me if you want to live, that's Benny the Bull.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, because if you notice, he had a bandana around his neck.
Yeah, the friend, right? The one.
I think that's Benny the Bull.
Wow, you guys really know about your characters.
Shut up.
I don't know all the characters. I was surprised that Diego was going to be. I was like, yeah, people know who Diego is.
I heard of Dora.
As long as they don't do the map song. The map song is the least creative song in the history of characters.
I wonder if during the adventure, like, we got to go through the woods.
Over
the bridge.
There's a scene
into the castle.
There's a scene in the trailer where she actually does something like that.
She busts out the map?
I was not like bust out the map, but she had that tone of voice, and I almost wanted to laugh. I was like, oh my god, it's just like the cartoon.
Yeah, okay, I'm not saying it's gonna be the best movie ever. I mean, but it looks pretty neat.
Will you go see it in the theater?
Oh, probably not.
Will you make your kid go?
If my son wants to watch it, I'll take him.
Come on, we're gonna go watch this. No, I don't want to. Yes, you do.
Yes, you
I
do.
Watch Detective Pikachu. We're watching this.
We're watching Dora. I want to make you a man.
We're watching. You don't know anything about exploration.
I had Indiana Jones. You have her. Spelunking.
What got me on this is when I saw the trailer. You got Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
You've got Eva Longoria.
Yes.
You've got Michael Pena.
Mm-hmm. And
then they have what's that one guy? Eugenio?
Origino, whatever.
Yeah. The one that did the...
He's done a couple good movies.
Yeah.
How to Be a Latin Lover.
Yeah, How to Be a Latin Lover. Oh my god.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think he's gonna be he's gonna be Benny the Bull.
I saw that they have all these actors and I'm like...
All you need is Selma Hayek in there and be like, every single Latin actor will be in there.
I might have to make my kids watch this.
George Lopez?
Danny Trejo?
He's too busy being chihuahuas.
Beverly Hills.
Well, you got a lot of people. You got a lot of popular Hispanic
Danny
actors.
Trejo in it?
Danny Trejo's in it, dude.
Is he real?
Yeah.
Laura! He's got to be playing the Jaguar.
Jaguar? Oh, from Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Do I have infinite daughters? Dora's one of his infinite daughters.
Oh my god, that would be epic. Pickle Rick.
So it looks like that's it for entertainment news. I think
covered most of it.
Drewski's got Dora out of his system.
Dora.
I'll watch it, maybe.
So what do we got left?
Shazam!
Everybody's seen it.
We all seen it.
So
We've
far,
all
yes.
seen it. We've all seen it.
Only once. I'm probably have to go watch it again, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, and that's a crazy thing. Everybody that's seen it wants to go see it again.
Well, that's just what
At least everybody I've seen.
That's just what I do, just in case I miss something in the background. I do one for the story, and then the second time I watch it, I scan to see if there's any
things that you missed.
Every superhero movie, yes.
Yeah. So Shazam, what do you guys think? Want to give a rating?
Good. I liked it.
Give it 9 out of 10 Jeff Goldblums.
Ooh, that's high.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty high. Drewski, what do you think?
I don't know. I thought it was really, really good. There wasn't a part of the movie I didn't really enjoy.
Wow.
I mean, I took my son. I took my son. He's 9. But he really loved it too. Me and him were laughing and just like the whole time we were both just so really into the movie. It was really good.
If you go with your kid and you catch yourselves like laughing and getting excited at the same moments, when you have that moment where you look at them and go, we're just with eyes, you're saying, right?
Exactly. See, because you don't want to.
You know that's a good movie. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Exactly. I watched it with it. It was super good. I had so many moments like that. Me and him were like, dude, like it was epic.
Yeah.
It was epic.
It was the only thing that kept it from being a 10 for me is the acronym that didn't really touch bases on.
Expand.
Yeah, as far as like where his powers really come from, or who gave them to him, and why. So it's kind of like, and I get it. He's almost 15, according to him, and he's new. He's got these powers, but with these powers, is not only the physical aspects of what he had, what he could do, but it's also a mental thing that they didn't explore. I mean, he has the wisdom of Solomon. You know what I mean? That actually gives them the thought process of a grown man or an adult.
Supposed to.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, well, you know what I mean? And not to say, okay, well, he can't tap into his powers, but that's just a given, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, just like he couldn't tap into, like, oh, I have the strength of Hercules. Like, it was just there.
It's there, yeah.
You know, and then when he's having that one of the fight scenes and he's running away because he's afraid, I'm like, you have the courage of Achilles.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? If it's really easy for you to shoot lightning out of your hand and you don't know how to do that, but you could do it, and you're able to, lift things that are heavy, why can't you access these other abilities?
I think the whole thing with courage is...
He didn't have a medal?
No. The whole thing with courage is, in order to be courageous, you need something to be courageous for. And he didn't realize that was his family until he realized that the reason for him to be courageous was for his family. In which case, that's when he got his courage. Because other than that, what's he fighting for? Really, you don't have courage just because you have courage. You're not a fearless person.
But don't you think that if the wizard would have told him, here are the majority of your abilities, and here are the people, and like, oh well, I'm already. It's kind of like if they tell you you can't do this.
Did any superhero really get that? Did Superman get a whole walkthrough on his powers?
I think they kind of set the movie up where it's almost like the wizard is forced to give him the power.
No, yeah, and that's how it was in the comic. Well, this new iteration of the comic book.
Yeah.
The new.
So I think that's our way out of that.
No, yeah, because even in the comic book, he says like you're looking for a pure of heart, good person, and that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
and then that's when he really took a deep, hard look at who Billy was and said, "Well, you have the potential to do this."
Right.
But it's kind of like the great American hero. Is he lost the booklet to give him the instructions on how to use his powers.
Exactly.
And but to me, it's kind of like. I'm not knocking the movie for what it is. I just wish they would have explained that a little bit more for the character. I mean, in every single iteration, it tells them like, all right, you have the strength of Hercules, you have, the speed of Mercury, and so on and so forth. But they didn't get a chance. They just kind of touched bases, and he explained more like, I did this before, it backfired on me.
Yeah. And
that set up for the part 2 a little bit more, maybe part 3.
Yeah, touching on Black Adam.
Yeah, and but I mean, he should have given a little bit more of like, your powers come from these and then because I mean they're all called gods, but even Solomon was a king and not a god, So
maybe he wasn't that smart.
The wizard didn't really have time though; he kind of disappeared shortly after.
And that's what I was saying. I mean, for the storyline, I believe that's the reason why they set it up that way. So that way they could say that he really didn't have the time to tell him, everything that he needed to know. Which is one of the reasons why he has to test out all his powers and, yada, yada, yada.
No, I mean, well, that actually added to Freddy coming in and helping him out. It would have been nice to have, like, I didn't know I could do this. Like, none of the heroes, none of the people that give him powers could fly. With the exception of maybe Zeus.
Mercury could fly.
He could run. He has speed.
Yeah, but he runs so.
Yeah, he runs so fast that he can fly.
Yeah. He's a messenger of the gods.
He's got wings on his feet.
Yeah, seriously.
So he flies upside down.
So he still flies.
Takes balance.
Flight.
No.
Fight or flight.
But all of a sudden, like, oh, hey, look, I can fly now.
That was funny though.
It was. I'm not knocking. Like I said, I'm not knocking the movie. It's just for me. I think they could have gone into a little bit of an explanation because not even even if Savannah would have told them, you know what I mean. They didn't have to be the wizard, but it could have been the villain because a lot of times the villain is what
makes the
hero.
The hero, yeah.
So,
what'd you guys think of Dr. Savannah?
I thought it was great.
Awesome. He did a really good job. Yeah. He was really intimidating. It kept it like you said when you talked about the review initially that. It was good enough to bring the family and watch it because my son was really interested in the bad guy too. He knew the bad guy's name at the end of the movie. But there were parts I was like, "What?" I even asked him. I said, "Well, what did you think about the 7 deadly sins?" He's all, they looked pretty mean. He's all, but they weren't like scary. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I could see.
And
how,
even though he killed people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
really
They didn't really hold back or anything like that.
No,
I mean,
yeah,
they were tearing him up, and that was pretty sad.
His brother.
Throw his brother out and let his dad, get eaten, and so I mean,
that was awesome.
They set up the villain well, I think.
He set up his story first.
Yeah, and it even starts off dark. So everything about the Dr. Savannah, everything about the villain was dark, which to me balances out because they made the villain dark, and then you make your hero lighthearted.
Super lighthearted.
Yeah. So I mean, it works. They stuck to the way these characters are.
Weird. Well, again, I'm going on the original one. Billy wanted to be a superhero.
On the original.
Yeah, and this one is kind of like, I kind of don't want to do this.
Fell into the powers.
Yeah, I mean, he grew into them, obviously, but I mean, overall, it was a good movie. My biggest concern going into the movie was the look of the costume because it looked really fake muscle. But as I was watching the movie, that kind of faded away.
You don't notice it anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll watch the second time. I'm like, wait a minute, this really
he's so tall.
No, he's a tall guy.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm guessing that's why they kind of try to compensate, for the muscles for being as tall as he is. But
that character, the way he looks in that costume, going up against Dwayne Johnson, who's probably not going to have a padded suit.
No.
I mean, do you think there's going to be a huge contrast as far as looks go?
I think a lot of movies have ways of doing things with camera tricks, camera angles, the way they set things up. A lot of times the character will look super. Like if you look at, was it in The Green Mile?
Yeah,
he's not really that much taller than all this stuff.
He wasn't that tall. Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about like height wise.
No. I'm not saying that either. But
you're talking about like monster. Against this guy, it's a little bit thinner.
He's supposed to be intimidating.
But that was the point I was about to make. Is like, I mean, remember Shazam is supposed to be a kid. So if you get this kid that's going to go up against this dude that looks like he's
like a god.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he's going to feel intimidated, so that would actually help the storyline. I'm sure.
I'm not asking about the story. It's just that I'm looking at a padded suit versus probably a non-padded suit.
I don't think it's as padded as you. I think it's padded, but I don't think it's super padded.
Did you see his shoulders?
Okay, maybe his shoulders aren't that big, but he's a pretty buff guy. They have to get built.
Oh no! But if you see,
no, I know what you're saying. He's not Henry Cavill.
He's not Henry Cavill or Dwayne Johnson.
No.
Or Ben Affleck, because Ben Affleck bulked up pretty good.
Yeah.
But with Ben Affleck, the way the bat suit was built, it didn't look outrageous as Shazam's did.
Right.
It looked more like armor though.
Yeah. And this one here, I mean, again, nothing to take away from the movie. The movie was great. But I'm talking about the contrast between a character that has real muscle versus, because I mean, Savannah didn't. And he played that part. And he wasn't supposed to, because that's how the character is.
Right.
But when you put him up against a real muscle guy, and you put fake muscles on the guy.
But I think that's just going to have to do with the story.
Not to say that I'm pretty sure the suit will probably evolve at that point.
Because that's what I'm kind of saying is like, even with this movie, there's little things here and there that you felt that didn't really work for you. But overall, the greatness of the movie kind of contradicts the things that you didn't like about it. You know what I mean? So I think if the movie itself and the story and the way it's directed is done really well, it helps to make you forget about the little things that bother you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, like I said,
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But like for me, it didn't bother me the first run.
Yeah.
But I watch it a second time. I already know what the story is, so I'm like, now I'm looking for detail.
Yeah.
And that could be like, oh man, that really does look bad now.
Well, what did you guys think about the Shazam family though? Because I mean, they weren't on screen for very long, but as far as I'm concerned, I mean, their outfits looked key to the comics.
No, yeah.
I mean, they literally looked like they stepped right out. Yeah,
that was awesome.
They looked
the only
really
thing
good.
That I don't know about the comic book and the movie, it made it seem like they all had the same powers, but some of them were enhanced in other ways.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that too. It almost looked like only one could fly, only one of them was strong, only one of them was fast.
Well, yeah. So
I think they all had all the powers.
But just one of them picked up more of one than the other. That's what I got.
It could be that too. Yeah. It could have been that.
Because
maybe they'll go more into detail on that.
Because if you look at the little girl, she was kind of not hyper, but she's a little girl. She's like what, a little 6-year-old, and they're just full of energy. So it makes sense for her to just use speed to get from place to place.
And for Freddy, that he's saying that he can't walk properly.
He just wants to fly.
So
yeah, because he even talked about that in the beginning of the movie. You remember he was asking, what would you rather have, invisibility or flight? Yeah.
So I mean, but another thing that they changed, I believe, from the original. Granted, the New 52, a lot of things changed there. So I know Mary Marvel was his biological sister at first. Like they were separated. Yeah, they were separated. Yeah. They went to different fosters and they found each other. And he gave Freddy originally. He was just loved heroes and saw Shazam fighting, and he actually got hurt in a fight, and that's what caused him to have his crutch. So Shazam felt bad, so he gave him part of his power, and that's how he became Captain Marvel Jr.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
So, and this one, obviously, they changed it. They're all foster kids, which is a great story.
Yeah,
I like that fact. But the original one, he was Freddy. Just loved heroes, and he happened to see one. And whoever he was fighting at the time crashed into them, and he became paralyzed because of it. So he felt bad. So if I remember correctly, his real name is Captain Marvel. And he says Shazam, but his name is Captain Marvel. So where Shazam said Shazam, Freddy had to say Captain Marvel to get his power.
Oh, wow.
Because he got it from the wizard. Yeah. And Freddy got it from Marvel.
Right.
So, and I think even the same thing happened with Black Adam when he gave his power to somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did the other person, Osiris. It was during...
That was...
After Crisis? No, after Crisis. When the Crisis.
Somewhere around there? Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, he became was like an
anti-hero?
Yeah, an anti-hero. He went back to Kondak. He found the power of Isis, and he asked the wizard to release it, and gave it to his wife or girlfriend at that point. Yeah. Then her brother became crippled, and he handed off some of his power, so he had to say Black Adam to get his power. So in the original comic book, every time if Captain Marvel gave anyone their power, they had to say his name.
That's crazy.
As opposed to Shazam.
But right now, he doesn't even have a name in the movie.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean...
Because he can't say, my name is Shazam, because he winds up changing back.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see what they do about that, because they really didn't touch on that. I mean, they tried giving him names and stuff like that, but he didn't get an official name.
That's another thing that I'm probably disappointed, is the fact that just say Captain Marvel, because that's his name.
Can't. They just released Captain Marvel. They can't do that.
I like Captain Marvel better than Captain Marvel. So what did you guys think of like the acting? The kids, Zachary Levi.
No, the kids did good. Zachary Levi did a good part playing a kid.
He did. He did a great job.
Cameo. What did you guys think of the cafeteria cameo?
Cameo?
Were you disappointed?
I was disappointed.
Okay, well, so here's the thing. Okay, so like I read a lot of the entertainment news, and I'm always trying to keep on top of everything that I see that's released, spoilers and all that kind of stuff. Way before the movies come out, I had already heard that the movie was going to be a bit dark. I already heard about the Superman cameo because I think we even talked about it. Henry Cavill was supposed to do the cameo, and then he didn't want to do it. So that's when the whole thing about him leaving DC,
and that hasn't even been confirmed.
No, that hasn't been confirmed. No, I mean Henry Cavill even.
But that
they posted a video stuff like that showing the little Superman character.
Yeah, no, but that's what a better way to get your contract negotiated.
True.
Than to start that and be like, look, people want me in there, and he wants to be there. Yeah. But the funny thing is that like even Jason Momoa was all like, Cavill and Affleck want out. I wouldn't blame them.
Yeah, but there was that. We even saw that Funko kind of let the cat out of the bag with the kids. Yeah.
So toys always spoil movies.
Yeah. So even though all that stuff I kind of already had in the back of my mind that this was going to happen, when each thing did happen in the movie, though, I was still like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like I was sitting there going like, oh yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I was still excited. The way the movie played out, I was still like, hell yeah, this is awesome. Especially when all the kids grabbed the staff.
Yeah.
And it was Billy. Hilarious. Yeah, it was hilarious. He said, say my name. Billy.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
But it was cool, So
it gave you a really childlike look into the movie, but at the same time, for a comic book movie fan, it gave you enough action, enough origin, enough.
No, yeah, no. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 for a reason.
They kind of made fun of themselves, which was cool.
Yeah.
So whenever they would do something that, seemed typical, they would kind of make fun of it first, and then they go ahead and do it. So I think that kind of really helped.
But this movie was also based a lot on Cavill's Superman and Affleck's Batman.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's the one
same
thing.
Universe,
yeah, they are the same universe.
Even Wonder Woman too.
Yeah, Freddy kept on wearing shirts,
and then Aquaman too.
Yeah,
because they do even the little. Yeah,
like I said, Freddy was wearing every single one of their logos. The only ones he wasn't wearing was Flash and Cyborg.
That's true.
But he wore a Wonder Woman shirt. He wore Superman,
Aquaman.
Batman.
Even the other kids at the school, you see a lot of Batman.
Yeah, you saw stuff like that too.
But the thing is, it's kind of like now you're in a situation where one actor left, one is in limbo, and you put them out there. It's kind of like, because that's Affleck's Batarang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very distinct.
That was from
and that was Cavill's suit.
Yeah. Well, that was the Justice League suit. Well, although you can kind of tell that wasn't Cavill because it looked a little thinner than.
And I was more focused on the S. And that was the whole purpose of it. But I mean, it was Cavill's suit.
But the really cool thing, though, because I saw it, early screening, and the really cool thing that I really liked is when that part finally came out, and I was kind of expecting it to happen, and then as soon as you see Superman and the S on the screen, and then they cut the scene, I hear a bunch of kids in the background going, "Ah, that was Superman! That was Superman!" And it was just kind of cool to see kids just kind of.
Even I said that.
No. Oh, that was you.
Did you?
No, I mean, because I know the original plans were they wanted Superman or Henry Cavill to every time they're gonna to go recruit like Nick Fury did.
Yeah.
I think they're going into a reboot stage. And they didn't do a full reboot. They're doing like, okay, we're going to pick this up and run with it now. I'm hoping Cavill comes back because I think he was really good. By far better, just as good a Superman as Christopher Reeves was.
Yeah, it's possible he can still come back.
I mean, so I'm kind of curious to see because he did focus on the other heroes. They acknowledge the fact that they exist. They acknowledge the fact that they are the Justice League to a point. But now that contracts are getting
you're kind of curious of where they're going to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one that's so far secure is Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
Right. And Black Adam.
And the Flash.
I don't know.
I mean, I have theories. I don't think he's going to stick around, to be honest with you. I have this feeling that, because right now I think he's probably still trying to do Flashpoint. And considering the popularity and the amount of money that Aquaman made, and then with this Shazam movie, I think Warner Brothers is going to turn around and go like, yeah, I don't think we want to do Dark anymore.
Well, the thing is that the thing about it is that with Flash, you really don't have to. I mean, even if they don't do.
No, but he came out and said that Ezra came out and said that he wants to try and do a dark Flash movie.
And that could be done, but that could be done movie number 2 or movie number 3.
True, but I think that's what he's trying to do now because I know he's writing it or something like that right now.
I know because originally it was going to be Flash and Cyborg.
Yeah, and I guess he's out now because the actor came out and said he's done with Cyborg.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame them because it's kind of like
you can't just sit around waiting forever.
Yeah, you got to sit down. It's kind of like you guys know that they have other projects they have to do. I mean, that's why Jason Momoa came out and said he's going to do the Crow reboot.
Yeah,
and then he talked to the artist of the comic book. He talked to the writer of the comic book, and then things just fell apart. The writer left, and then the director left, and they got somebody else. So like, look, you guys aren't. I got to bow out just for the simple reason that I have other things I have to do.
And I think Ezra Miller's only, I think the only power he has right now is because he's doing that Fantastic Beasts. So I think since he's in Fantastic Beasts right now, he has some leverage. I think that's what he's trying to use.
Yes and no. I mean, the thing about it is that they're both Warner Brother movies.
Well, yeah.
So the thing is kind of like, well, I can't because I'm doing this. Like, yeah, we're running that. Don't worry, you could we'll take care of it for you.
Right.
I mean, we'll work schedule around for this. I mean, it's not very uncommon for an actor to do 2 movies at one time. It's very taxing on them.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of times when they have major scenes in one, they go work on them, and they work on other scenes whether he's not in, and vice versa.
But I think that's why I'm saying I think that's kind of leverage for him because he's like, look, you already have me in this. My character is solid. You know what I mean? So you got to give me some leeway to do what I want with this character over here. You know what I mean?
If it would have been somebody like Harrison Ford or somebody like
established.
Very established, and not to take nothing away from him, he's a good actor.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's at the caliber for him to be like,
no,
cool, we're going to pull you for this, and you're just going to do Fantastic Beasts, and you're done.
But it's hard to say what's going to happen too.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if they're going to try and bring out some other characters now.
Well, like I said,
it would kind of be smart.
Because like Shazam and Aquaman, they're not the big three that they have that DC has. So, I mean, I would love to see. Well, I know we talked about Dr. Fate being made. I would love to see a really good adaptation of Swamp Thing.
That would be awesome.
Well, that's coming out.
That's a TV
DC
show,
Universe.
Yeah.
I think that comes out in May.
Yeah.
It comes out the week. Okay, as soon as Doom Patrol's over, the following Friday is when Swamp Thing airs. Yeah. But we haven't seen. Anything. They did show a trailer at CinemaCon, and I heard it was good. Yeah, because DC Universe was there, and that was right after WonderCon. And DC Universe was there, and I guess they were showing a bunch of different stuff.
Well, yeah, even Wonder Woman.
Yeah, there's some clips
showed
of
Wonder Woman and Joker. That's where the
Joker
that's right.
Came out. Where it came out.
So I'm surprised that the other trailers haven't dropped.
Right, I'm surprised we haven't seen anything for Swamp Thing. That's what was kind of really throwing me. Should come through.
Yeah, but I think Marvel. I mean, DC has got to go into their second and third tier heroes.
Maybe.
I think so, Dave. Who would you want to see on the screen?
I don't know. That's a really good question. Ooh, the question.
I've always loved the question.
I don't know if that character could hold a movie on his own by.
I want to see the buddy movie that they talked about of Booster Gold and Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah, I actually would love to see that. That would be really dope. That would be a good movie.
And I want to see Nathan Fillion
as what,
as Booster. As Booster Gold. Awesome. And I want to see with the guy who's he was in Firefly with him. He's playing the Negative Man in Doom Patrol. Yeah. I would love to see him as Blue Beetle.
He's awesome. He played the robot in Rogue One.
Yeah, I just don't remember his name. But either way, I think that would be a great, because they're really friends.
Starts with a T.
I mean, they're friends in real life. So I mean, it'd be great because they're already buddies.
He's awesome though. He's
I think
really
good him and together as Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, I think would be great.
That would be cool. I can see that. Although he'd have to gain some weight, a little bit, some muscle, something.
They just put it in the suit like they did with Shazam.
It's not good enough.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Shazam.
No, I'm waiting to see what part 2 is going to be like because they already got picked. I think they already confirmed a part 2 already. They'd be stupid if they didn't. I mean, but right now we don't have a slate for what's going on with DC. No. But they don't have. I don't think they know. I don't think they know what they're doing. But that's what's going on with Marvel too. They had a blueprint. It's kind of like, all right, we're going to remove this, we're going to remove that, we're going to remove here. Because I mean, Suicide Squad's back on. James Gunn is still attached to it, but now James Gunn is also contracted back with Guardians. Yeah. So Amanda Waller's back, the actress. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, she's been confirmed
and
back.
What's the name? Jai Courtney. He's back too.
Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, and
Rick Flag.
I could have sworn I read it.
Sure. I don't know. Hopefully, they could do without him.
Yeah.
Deadshot is out now.
Yeah, well, that's been out. I know we talked about that in the last show, but
so Idris Elba's playing someone else. He's not playing Deadshot.
Another character. He's gonna be the villain.
Who could he be though? You know what they're probably gonna do? They're probably gonna give him the Bronze Tiger.
I could see that, but I don't see the Bronze Tiger as being a big character in the movie. Well, I mean, who would you get to replace Deadshot with? I mean, as far as character-wise, though.
Captain Cold. He's been in the Suicide Squad before, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, but as a leader?
Deadshot was
technically.
Yeah, kind of, but...
Deadshot kind of took the lead role.
Well, yeah, by intimidation, not by skill.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I'm telling you what to do because I'll also blow your head off. I mean, well, all right, cool.
And I think it was only because he had some kind of military background.
Yeah.
Right?
But
so I don't know what character would really... jump into a leadership role for Suicide Squad. I'm trying to think of who else has been in a
leadership role. The thing is that the Suicide Squad is it's moved up from then, but it's always been characters are like, all right, cool, we could blow his head off, which back then it was their hand.
Yeah.
We could blow his head off and it'll be fine. Nobody's going to miss a character like Magpie and, Pied Piper from Flash and things like that. Yeah, nobody would care. nobody would care.
Yeah.
But then as they're like, wow, the Suicide Squad's really taking off. It's kind of like, all right, we're gonna put Deadshot in there, and he was like the biggest thing that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, oh, okay, we're gonna also put in Harley Quinn. You know,
Well, they just wanted to bring Harley Quinn in.
We'll
That was the best way to
We'll
introduce
see
her.
as time goes who they decide to cast as.
but if they do it right, the Bronx Tiger wouldn't be a bad choice.
No.
Especially,
Although-
it all depends on if he is going to be in as a villain role.
Yeah, see, and that's what I was about to say is because the Bronze Tiger has become kind of a hero type character too.
Well, yeah, and
Same thing like
Arrow,
they
they
did
did
with
it
Deadshot,
in Arrow,
yeah.
and they also in that other animated movie, Suicide Squad. They portrayed him that way as well.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I guess that could work.
Who would you want the villain to be, though?
I don't know.
I want a really
Let's-
good Vandal,
let's do
Vandal
it.
Savage.
Let's do a
That'd be
witch.
awesome.
Let's do a witch this time instead of an enchantress.
Okay.
Let's do a wizard.
A wizard.
Vandal Savage. They would be.
Vandal Savage would be awesome.
I don't know. I think he's a little too big for Suicide Squad. I don't know.
Captain Light.
I don't know.
He gets a
I
little
thought it was
rapey.
Doctor Light.
I don't.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
I don't. Because the problem I had with the first one was that it was too big. You know, too big of a Earth destroy Earth type. Yeah.
For the Justice League not to show up and say,
yeah,
hey, yeah,
that's my point. So it's got to be something a little bit more local.
Well, technically there is no Justice League because Superman had just died.
Now we've got Shazam.
We didn't have him back then.
We do now.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of like, that was my point before, is like, where are these real heroes? You got all this stuff happening up in the sky and nobody shows up? Give me a break.
Well, the same thing could be said about Captain Marvel. It's kind of like they're invading Earth and you didn't bother to go in the very first Avengers movie.
But she wasn't here. That's because she was on another planet.
Yeah, that's very true. But it's an alien race from another sector. It's kind of like, I'm pretty sure the Nova Corps or somebody would at least have told her, by the way, did you know that your planet's getting invaded right now?
She was too busy. No, they were too busy dying.
There's lots of planets. Yeah, she's probably helping out different aliens and stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Nick Fury probably didn't have his pager charged.
No other planet has the Avengers.
Yeah, I get that. But that pager was still there.
That's true. Maybe Nick.
That wasn't big enough for an emergency?
Yeah,
Alien invasions.
It
If only I knew somebody has faced this before.
It was only until Nick knew he was going to die. That's when
That's when it's important.
Yeah, that's when
I'm about to die.
When like, okay, there's no more messing around.
No, but overall synopsis, I really did like Captain Marvel or Shazam. I keep on calling him Captain Marvel because that's his name.
But good movie. It was a really good movie.
I mean, because he can't say like, "Oh, my name is Shazam," and like, "Oh, he's a 10-year-old kid."
You know what would be funny is if every time anybody else said Shazam, then he changed.
That would be horrible.
That would be horrible.
That's like
that'd be a horrible weakness in a fight. What I really did want to see is him use the lightning as he did,
as a weapon.
As he's done in the comic books. Like,
yeah.
Shazam and then puts him in the way and he gets struck.
That's why I was waiting for that too.
I was waiting for that.
And
that's what I was waiting for him to defeat the 7 deadly sins with.
Yeah.
You know, because of,
he wasn't smart enough.
He has the wisdom of Solomon. I'm done. I'm out of here.
So
Shenanigans.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for us. We really like the Shazam. Can't wait to see the sequel.
Next, for our next show, we're gonna have an Avengers.
Yeah, it's gonna be avenging.
We're gonna be doing hopefully an Avengers end game.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that.
Theories, thoughts.
Try and get prepared for the movie.
It's not gonna be a review, right?
We're not reviewing it. We're just recap from the 10 years that we've had Marvel Cinematic
predictions. A lot of movies. A lot of movies to watch.
Drewski signing out. Love you guys.
Bye.
Yep, we're out of here. See you guys.